Good morning, y'all. We are out front of what was once the entryway to a house. So, this area behind me here is where the house stood with not much of a roof left, and it was caving in. Everything on the inside was wet and rotten. There were things we tried to salvage. There was a hardwood floor and some hardwood beadboard around the kitchen. And as we started to try to salvage those things, we realized if it wasn't wet, rotted, it was dry, rotted. And when we started to get into the stud walls, we realized there were termites. So there was just nothing that we could save from this old house. So it had to go. And most of it ended up in the dumpsters and hauled away, which was really best, especially in the termite situation, with our house being right here and a neighbor being right there. It was best to just get rid of it completely and expand our yard space. We started with the demolition of the garage that you can barely see back there in all the weeds. It was a small one car that was completely piled full of junk. We were able to take it down pretty easily and till it up into an additional garden bed. But this, if you can tell, is the foundation. You can see it a little bit right there. It goes around in a big square here of the old garage that we have converted into a completely jam-packed full potato bed. You can hear my chickens over there. They sound hungry. I'll walk you around so you can kind of see that a little better maybe. So the garage that was here was, here's the back side, was completely caving in. So that was one of the first things to come down. And last year we actually were able to sow this as a bed of, we had a couple rows of potatoes and onions and carrots. And this year we've turned it, so now the rows are going this way, and it's all potatoes. I know there's some russets, some Yukon Golds, some reds, a handful of the purple potatoes that we grew last year, some of our Yukon Golds, and whatever the purple variety was that we picked for fun to get the kids involved. Those went to seed, so those are out there as well. But we have an experimental potato bucket. We want to see how that does. So after that project was over, we were ready to start demoing the house. Since this was a much larger undertaking, we decided to go with a local contractor and builder to do the demolition work. They had all of the equipment necessary and could take care of the project much more quickly and easily than we could tearing things down by hand. They did a really good job, and I was super impressed that they took extra care not to drop anything on my newly made garden bed in the nearby garage. All right, so this little peaceful front lawn still has the porch of what was once the home that stood here. It is now currently a brush pile, burn pile. Some wood chips we need for our homestead. We've done a lot of different projects, so we've had a lot of wood junk to get rid of, as well as a little scrap metal pile here that needs to go sometime. On the enclosed back porch is this concrete. We decided at the time to leave both of the concrete impediments. We were not entirely sure what we were going to be doing with this property. And over here behind our potatoes, we've got our wood chips over here. In this pile, we have been throwing any kind of brush and weeds and things just on top of it. But down in there underneath is actually some really good compost. It is everything that we've cleaned out from our rabbits from last winter. So we've got potato garage, compost, old back porch foundation, junk pile, and the old front porch up there. This was where the house was. What do you want, kitty cat? I know, it's never enough pets. And then we get into the backyard. This old patio has become a little basketball court for the kiddos. We have some chicken yard here in this space. Good morning, girls. This spot right here was where the red tin shed was located. And we tore that down last year, cleaned up this yard, and to make a space for our garden. Looking good, babe.
He hadn't been.
Hadn't been what?
90 50 days since getting the house tore down, has it?
I don't think so.
Sorry, ma'am.
Oh, you're saying so our tear down permit is still good? Yeah. This building is smaller than 1,000 square, or 500 square feet, so I think it's about fine. Be careful, babe.
Let's go to walk. Let's go to walk. Dad, like it? Yeah, you just made it into a fort.
No, don't go in that fort, you'll get smashed. Right, dude?
Yeah, look. Like if you just left it and made it more stable, it would made it. Sammy. Yay, are you done?
Good job, babe.
He's done? Is he? There's a hole.
Our little tree is free. Here in the back, we have an old burn pile, trash pile that we are currently sorting through, as well as a big old pile of cinder blocks. It's gotten pretty weedy. Our pokeweed here.